everybody. That was the entry, and today we are live again. Andreas is my name from Asia Mind Dynamics, and today we're going to talk about NLP. Well, from now on, every Tuesday evening about 8 o'clock, we're going to talk about NLP and what NLP actually is and all the other things we need to know about NLP. And we're going to talk about hypnosis and hypnotherapy and all the other tools of the mind that are existing around us and everywhere else. And many people talk about it. And many people don't know what it is. Many people are interested in wanting to know about it. Some people know about it. Some people don't know about it. Let's talk about it. And here is a place to get your question answered. Now, I do know I'm very much alone here right now. There's out of one person watching me. So welcome to this live feed on NLP, hypnosis, hypnotherapy. Now, before I get started on this one, of course, I want you to make sure that your notifications are turned on because of your Facebook live feed in this area. Because then you do know that I am live and you get notified by Facebook that I have gone live. So you can get the notification, you can link in, you won't miss any Facebook live session at that point of time. Also, it would be really great if you are sharing this video along your timeline with your friends. So on your timeline, share it with your friends so they can also log in and experience this session on NLP. And maybe they also have questions about NLP and they can join us at a later stage in this NLP live feed overall. Thank you so very much. I got a heart here already. Thank you. I appreciate it. And of course, I got a whole bunch of notes with me as well. But of course, I want to do as much as possible without notes. Feel free to write down your questions every now and then. I got to look into my screen to organize it, to get your questions over and being able to answer it. But I am happy that you are here already. Now, the first thing, of course, I need to know from you, because I'm just curious. First of all, write down if you do know NLP from maybe you've attended a training or you're even a certified NLP practitioner. Write down who certified you. I'm curious because I totally love NLP. I love the methodology, and what it gave to me was just fantastic. Maybe you read some books about it or friends told you about it. Write this down. And if you have no idea about NLP, also write this down. Feel free to add this in immediately as well. And I want a quick check if I can figure out. No, I can't figure this one out. If there's anybody here. Oi, I'm in my own Facebook right now. I don't want to go there and hear myself talking. So I got to switch this off for a moment. My apologies on this one. Okay, I messed up. It happens every now and then as well. It's a method of recovery that is important here. So let's talk about NLP. Let's talk about what really goes on in the world around NLP. And yes, of course, when you have a question about NLP, ask the question. I might not answer it today because, again, we might have it every single week on every Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday evening. And welcome. Yes, Shanda. I know you are not an NLP practitioner, but I do know that you really want to get into it, and I hope that you will be enticed to learn NLP and really, because I do know that you have a life coaching certificate, that you make changes with your students, clients, whoever comes to you, of course. So, yes, thank you for your comment. It is really great. What is important to know, of course, many people actually don't quite believe in NLP. Many people don't believe that change is actually possible, that change can happen rapidly, that change is just something that can be changed easily. Most people have a doubt about it, and it takes a long time, and most people have tried to change something earlier, didn't know how to maintain the change, how to make the change happen, what happens around them to make it lasting overall. Creating change that lasts is our tagline actually is. So this is what I also thought before I actually joined the NLP industry overall, learning NLP way back in 2003, when I had a chance to to attend a 2-day training seminar. It really blew me away what is possible on making change happening for people who are so starved for change sometimes and don't know how to get it done. So that's what I learned, basically. That's where NLP comes in. We are looking at people helping people to want to change overall, and they don't know how to change. Everybody thinks about how is it possible to change. And sometimes we are looking at other people who are really good in doing what they are doing. They're getting up in the morning time and it successfully throughout the whole day. And we are looking at them and wonder, how is it possible they do it? Some people can easily influence other people. They open their mouths and other people just follow their instructions, following their guidelines, following their suggestion. It's really possible and very easy. And we look at them and we wonder, what do they do to make it really happen? And others are able to manage their emotional states. Most people have a problem nowadays. They're stressed out, don't know how to manage their emotion, full of anger, full of fear, don't exactly know what happens to these emotional states. Sometimes we are freaking ourselves out and cause actually damage by negative emotions. And that's actually, they're wondering, how can I manage my emotions? And they're looking at other people and saying, like, this person is so good in managing their emotion. And I want the same. Now here is, as I show here on the slide, here is where NLP comes in. It is because some people are able to manage their mind consciously or unconsciously. They have this unconscious skill of making things happen, and it's really fantastic how they're going to get it done. And NLP, to me, is the tool that allows you to create excellence within yourself, to make it happen that you too can be excellent in your life in whatever area you choose to be in. That you are able to take charge of your mind at a conscious level. That you become aware of your negative habits. That you become aware of making changes within yourself if you choose to change. So let me define and give you a very official definition about what actually NLP is. Well, here's a very official definition that I found one time, and I actually like it quite a lot. So NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. Neuro is kind of your thinking process, as it's written here, the way you make sense of what's happening around you and around others. It is about the thoughts you are having on a moment-by-moment basis, on a moment-by-moment basis, day in, day out, and most people are not aware of their thoughts that are happening to them at a very unconscious level. NLP, the linguistics is a usage of language, as written here, how it influences you and those around you. Now it's your self-talk, the words that are floating through your head as well, most of it at a very unconscious level. It's your body language. The body language that we're exhibiting, and it can cause challenges for us and for other people if we have the wrong body language. And these two, neuro and linguistics, so just in a nutshell definition, there's so much more that can be talked about what neuro and linguistic actually is. But these two kind of determining the programming, your behavior. The programming stands for behavior. And then why is it programming? The word programming freaks some people out because, hey, is it really about reprogramming your mind? Is it about you are taking control and programming your mind? It comes actually from the early stages of 1970s when the computer started to develop, and programming is just a cool word at that point of time. It's maybe a wrong word, but it's stuck to NLP, and it's actually NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming, just sounds good. Now, programming is kind of your behavior, the behavior that you have learned through your own experiences in the process of growing up in your from childhood, from a baby time onwards till where you are right now. And it's about how do you organize your ideas and your actions to achieve expected, but also unexpected results. So NLP is about this one. That's what NLP is all about. Now, it's a hardcore definition. So I want to share with you what is an easier definition. I like to say NLP is the user manual for the brain. The beautiful part actually is that, well, actually not a beautiful part. It's Nobody teaches us from childhood onwards. There's no school who teaches us how to take charge of our mind or taking charge of what needs to happen to make changes within ourselves. Now, until NLP came in and actually developed the excellence behind looking into some people's mind, and I'm talking about those, and being able to identify the structure of excellence. How do excellent people do what they are doing on a moment-by-moment basis? They were able to kind of model excellence in certain people, and they were able to understand how somebody is doing what they are doing, their behavior, their language, their beliefs, their values, when they go about doing their tasks. And they were able to take those knowledge, breaking it down into a little easy structure, and then started to teach it other people. And other people could also make those changes. That is NLP. NLP is a user manual for the brain. When you do know NLP, you do know how to take charge of your mind at a conscious level. You do know what's really happening within here, in your mind, in your brain, to make it happen, to make those changes. NLP makes it even easier for you. To me, is the structure of excellence. Now let me delete this few words here first. NLP is the structure of excellence. Some people are really good in doing certain things. They might, for example, go on making money at an easy level. For them, whatever happens in the world, they see opportunities and they have no challenge whatsoever in creating wealth in their life. And other people have a major challenge of creating wealth in their life overall. Some people are able to, for example, be a great influencer. They can talk to people, influence people, people listen to them, and they're following their instructions very easily. It is a structure of subjective experience. How do people look at the world? What do they do on a moment-by-moment basis that causes them to create excellence? What do they do inside their mind, inside their body, inside their language to create excellence? Now, if you look at other people, for example, the subjective experience. Let's talk about the word subjective experience. There are people, for example, who have a phobia. Now, they have a different subjective experience if they see something they absolutely don't like. Imagine, for example, I don't want you to imagine that, but imagine, okay, a cockroach. Some people have a fear of cockroaches. And the moment they're seeing a cockroach, they freak out. They're standing on a chair and they're totally anywhere else but being able to look at a cockroach. Some people don't even know how to pronounce the word cockroach because it freaks them out. We had a student in our class one time, she could only say the word thing instead of cockroach because the word alone caused her to feel inside of her a huge fear. That's a subjective experience on a negative level. Now in NLP we are looking on how is somebody doing it when they do have a phobia. What do they do in this instant when they create a phobia within themselves? What do they do? And through NLP, you are then able to just change that little programs that are running in your mind to achieve a better outcome. So the cockroach is no longer scary, or some people have a fear of presentation, for example. Have a huge fear of presentation. And some other people have no fear of presentation. For them, it's really easy to just go on stage and speak anywhere. Other people, they totally freak themselves out if they know they got to go on stage and have that presentation. It's a subjective experience. When one person is creating excellence, somebody else can't create this excellence. And that's when NLP comes in. Now, a phobia or a fear of presentation is not that bad because it's an instant, a massive amount of motivation in a negative sense. A massive amount of motivation of getting away from that negative experience of seeing a cockroach. So what can you do? It's a good energy to have. Just the fear is negative. So how do you maintain the energy within that person while just simply removing the phobia? So they can use the same energy of taking action, of achieving goals, of making things happen. Fear of presentation, remove that fear, and that person becomes an excellent, outstanding presenter, speaker, trainer, hey coach, for example, as well. Now, how does it actually all happen? I want to show you a little bit about what NLP says about this one. I'm going to show you here an NLP model of communications. That's a very short model of communication. And you can see my hands left and right. So the graphic is a bit short. I just added it in the end. Now, there is a full of NLP inside here. But imagine for a moment, bear with me for a moment. There's an event coming up to a person. The event might be a presentation, or it might be a phobia, or it might be I can make money, or it can be a great sales. And it goes through certain filters. We can't cope with all the information. We are deleting information. That is the first D standing for. We are distorting information. It's our own interpretation. And we are generalizing experiences. Now, inside of our head, we are forming something like pictures, sounds. The V stands for pictures. The A stands for sounds, auditory. The K stands for feelings we are creating. O stands for olfactory, the smell that we can smell sometimes. And G stands for gustatory. So here comes a big event from the outside world. It goes through certain filters. And we can't cope with all the information. No, it's our moment by moment focus that we are having. And as we are looking, for example, at a cockroach and saying like, whoa, this cockroach is freaking me out. I don't want to see it. I'm running away. I'm jumping on a chair. I'm screaming. I'm shouting and do whatever it takes. So they are focusing single-handed, my absolute focus on the fear they have with regard to the cockroach. And they're saying inside their head, which is called auditory digital, it's a self-talk. My apologies for an NLP terminology. They're talking to themselves, let me get out of here. I don't want to have the cockroach. I don't know who is here right now. Another person just joined us. Stay with us in this live feed, because in the end of this live feed, you're going to get a big, huge, nice, beautiful present. Something major happens. So please stay with us here and give us a like, give us a hug, give us a like, comment your questions so that I can know what questions you do have, okay? So welcome everybody here right now. So let me just repeat again quickly what I was saying here right now. So here's a person and an event is coming in from the outside world. It might be a positive event saying like, hey, I've just made a multi-million-dollar deal, or I have to go to a presentation somewhere and it freaks me out. And we can't cope with all the information flooding onto us. We are forgetting information. We are deleting it. We are distorting information. We make our own interpretation about something. A fear of presentation, the person will distort and say, I'm not good in giving presentations, because they generalize. The G stands for generalization. They're generalizing it. And maybe before, sometimes they had a presentation that didn't go so well, and they installed inside of them the fear of, wow, I don't want to have that fear at the presentation again. I go away. And then inside their head, they're forming something called, internal representation, NLP terminology, how they think about something. They're giving meaning to those events outside them. They give meaning to those events. And the meaning is the real juice to all that thing. They're getting the presentation and they're saying like, I don't want to do that anymore. That's the meaning we are giving to events. And how we think about something, the AD, the VAKOG, the meaning we are giving to events, creates our own internal state of fear, of hesitation, of anxiety, or hey, of excitement, of happiness, of yay, I can do it. And that creates our physiology. Oh no, I don't want to see the cockroach and I'm jumping onto the chair, and it influences our behaviors. That's in a nutshell NLP. Now NLP, why do I put this one up here right now? One reason, NLP looks inside your head and it checks out basically what are you doing visually, auditorily, with a sound, there's a feeling, taste and smell, and the meaning you are giving to events. And then NLP is able to make changes inside there. So it creates a different state within yourself. It creates a different physiology. And it will influence your behavior so that ultimately you can go on stage and you say, hey, that is fantastic. I can do it. Let me go back again to what NLP actually is. NLP started off by modeling excellence. That's me here, back again. Modeling excellence. NLP looked at a couple of people who are really, really fantastic. Hold on. All right, Ron, you are here. I'm really happy to see you here. And Kathleen, thank you very much for being here as well with us today. NLP started off by looking at people, some therapists in the 1970s who had a major and a wonderful success in working with people. These were the models of excellence. Milton Erickson, a hypnotherapist. Fritz Perls, a Gestalt therapist. And Virginia Satir, she was engaged in family therapy. At a different live feed, we're going to talk more about these people. But this is basically the background to NLP. And these three people were absolutely fantastic in what they were doing with their patients. At that point of time, we call them patients. And they were able to extract what is happening in their patient's mind overall. And they were able to influence them. And the founders of NLP then were able to work together with those models of NLP, those models of excellence, Milton Erickson, Fritz Perls, and Virginia Satir, looking inside their head, understanding what do they do, how do they restructure somebody's mind to create a different outcome altogether. Who are the creators of NLP? Now there are three people in NLP. No, not quite 2.5 people or 3 people, however you want to see it. Most people know it's John Grinder and Richard Bandler. But there was one third person that not many people know actually, who started off to work with Richard first. Frank and Richard were two big buddies initially, and they started to work together in Gestalt therapy, Fritz Perls, to help people in the University of California, Santa Cruz, to get rid of certain stuff within themselves. Only at a later stage, Sean Grinder joined. And Frank Pitchalik, something happened. I share that with you at a later Facebook live feed. Frank left the community. It was not quite leaving, but let's say left the community and was only kind of rediscovered. He never quite left NLP, but he left the he didn't quite leave the community as well. He was always in touch with the community, actually, of the NLPers who created and developed NLP in the 1970s. But only in around 2005, 2008, Frank reemerged and becomes a really great, wonderful person in the NLP community. And I do know that he was recently here in Malaysia talking about certain things NLP related as well. What is NLP not? To me, right now, some people say NLP is about communication. Yes, there's a lot of communication going on in NLP. NLP is full of communication. And some people say it's just a model of communication. No, NLP is a model of excellence. NLP is about, to us here in Asia Mind Dynamics, and I'm sorry, I have to say that. I got to put my logo up here. NLP to us is a tool to help people change mindsets fast, create excellence within their life, running their life, creating the life people want to experience. So to us here, it's way more than just communication, way more than anything else. It's just about how do you take charge about your mind and create through NLP the life that you want to experience, deserve to experience even. That is NLP to us in Asia Mind Dynamics. Now, I'm not promoting us right now, of course, because it's really about you, but I want to talk to you about why do people need to learn NLP? NLP is a powerful tool to create the excellence within yourself. So let me share with you what you can do with NLP if you learn NLP. If you are not natural in having excellence throughout your whole day. So what I want to say by that is we are all excellent throughout our whole life. Every now and then we are excellent. We create excellence in our life, of course. But how do you duplicate the success? How do you know what it takes to become successful in your own life? In whatever you are setting out to do. NLP, for example, is about improving verbal and non-verbal communication. Yeah, it's communication. There's tons of communication in NLP. It's an incredibly important tool because, hey, if you want to create your life, you got to talk to people, right? So better understand how you use communication. How do you use the words to create an impact? But also, how do you speak to yourself and how to create excellence within yourself? And how, of course, do you use non-verbal language in order to achieve outcome and influence other people at a somewhat non-verbal level? NLP is a lot about managing your emotional states. Most people have no idea actually how to manage their emotions, and most people are stressed out, would love to get out of stress. But NLP is about managing your emotions, so you can choose what kind of state you have within yourself. Do you want to be happy? Everybody deserves to be happy. Do you want to be relaxed? Fine. Do you want to be empowered? Do you want to create a mindset of excellence overall? Choose whatever state you want to have, and you can install it, program your mind to achieve it whenever you want to. And along that line, get rid through a tool which we call timeline therapy techniques. To me, it's something like advanced NLP to help you let go of anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt. Imagine a life without those hardcore negative emotions. How wonderful would that be for you? What else can you do? NLP helps you to massively increase your self-esteem. So many people lack self-esteem. But it's so important to have the self-esteem so you are able to know who you are as a person, and you create that inner congruency, inner stability, inner centeredness, that you do know who you are as a person. Massively increase your self-esteem. NLP helps you to reach your goals, of course. Robert Dills, Najwa, my darling wife's seafood teacher, he was one time saying, if you don't have a goal in your life, you don't need to learn NLP. And that is true. NLP is massively goal-oriented. And what does it take for you to, first of all, create a goal, create an outcome you want to achieve, and then help you to get rid of those obstacles, limitations that stand between you and your goals, overcome all types of challenges. Because you need, when you have a good goal, you need to be able to get rid of those challenges. And that applies to anybody, for trainers, for coaches, for parents, for teachers, for leaders, for salespeople, for anybody. How do you overcome challenges and reach your goal? Improve your relationship. So many people have a massive problem in their relationships. Relationships within themselves, number one, of course, within themselves. Not knowing what they want. On the one hand, I want to do that. On the other hand, I want to do this. But also relationships with their partners, with their children. How many times do we talk to people who have problems with their kids nowadays? Because kids are very, very different nowadays, all right? How do you manage your staff? How do you manage your leaders? How do you manage your clients? How do you manage your partner? Manage your relations, manage your relationships. It's massive. Now, if you know and if you like what you hear right now, please give me a like. Please give me your heart. And share this video across your timeline so more people can listen into this one. Because, hey, more people need to be in peak performance. It is important. We get more and more tasks to do. KPIs, key performance indicator in the company, increase over and over again, more and more. If you performed really well last year, you got to get better next year and the next following year. You got to be in peak performance. You don't have the time, or you can learn to manage time through NLP actually as well, but you got to be in peak performance. Anytime you choose and you deserve and you can achieve this. And of course, manage your habits. Let me just move this over here. Manage your habits. Now, what are habits? Habits are all these unconscious gestures we have right now. Like, for example, I'm moving my hands too much here actually right now, and it's okay. But some people chew fingernails. Some people have an unconscious habit of procrastination. Some people have an unconscious habit of driving too fast. Some people have an unconscious habit of being too often on computer or on the handphone and drive car even using the handphone. It's a no-no, don't do it. How do you get rid of that? When you are really, really, really so engaged in it. And then NLP comes in Because all the habits are run by those little programs inside your mind, and you are able to remove those, to change those. So you're able to utilize excellence or install excellence within yourself. Hey, today I had a great conversation with my wonderful friend, hey Joey, good, with my wonderful friend Ron about weight loss. Weight loss is so tough for some people, but it often now starts also in the mind, because hey, you gotta have the willingness to lose weight. You gotta set out to achieve your weight loss goals, to get your dream figure. How do you manage that? So that's also, NLP helps you on this one. And okay, one more time, install excellence. I mentioned it over and over again. Excellent. NLP is about installing excellence within yourself, however you define excellence. But we have to get back to manage your habits. We have so many habits within us which are unconscious. Now, NLP brings them up to your conscious awareness so you can manage it. You achieve your goals, and you deserve to achieve your goals. So that is in a nutshell what I want to share with you about NLP today. You can ask me questions throughout, but I want to introduce to something new on our side here. And it would be exciting for you, at least I hope so. Because something new is happening within Asia Mind Dynamics. And hey, Asia Mind Dynamics is one of the pioneers in the market in NLP in Malaysia. And we are always, I'd like to say that, and that's just my bragging alert here right now that I want to put forward. But we are always trying to be new, different, pushing the market forward. So what happens is, over the last couple of months, we've created a new website. Yay! The new website, let me just show you. It is this website here that we created. And of course, the link to it is this one here that you can't see right now. It's still the same thing. www.asiaminddynamics.com. Check it out. It is new. It is beautiful. It is really wonderful. But there is something for you in it. So let me move this one out of the way right now. I'll keep that address up here right now because you are listening so beautifully. And in this website that we have created, on the top right corner of that website, you see some 3 buttons. One is called Store, one is called Free Online Training, one is called Member Login. I want you to check this out. First of all, the store contains a lot of courses on NLP, not the NLP practitioner, but courses like the language and behavior profile, courses like how do you build rapport instantly, courses like how do you manage objections and bust through beliefs. It contains hypnosis recording, like increasing your self-esteem. It contains hypnosis recording on overcoming procrastination, on reaching your goals. And if you're a trader, trading the stock market, also how do you install a mindset of excellence in trading. So feel free to surf it and check it out. If you have purchased a good, you can always come back here and log in, member login, because there are courses which are non-downloadable but full of resources for you to work your way through that course content. Free ebook, affirmations, worksheets to really learn that material, chat rooms so you can talk to me, to Nachwa. So when you have questions, you can talk about it. It's really required even sometimes. Now, as a special here right now, there's also something. All right, let me just see something. Nachwa is going to share something with you.
Can't see.
Hold on, I can't see. What can't you see, Nachwa? I'm going to go move up here, very, very high up. Give me the phone so I can. She's trying desperately to give me some message here.
I can't see the link because all the link right in.
Oh, I see. The link is www.asiaminddynamics.com. I moved it up higher right now already, okay? So let me also maybe shrink. Oh, I don't want to shrink it now. Okay, I put it on this side here. So it's actually like our name, Asia Mind Dynamics, just in one word. And here I'll move up there you see the store, free online training, member login. Now the free online training is a 12 modules, short modules, 12 steps to success. 12 steps to success. short steps, but I think, a very engaging training, because it's with goals. You can achieve some milestones, then you get a goodie, like an affirmation poster, and in the end, when you succeed, you get points as you work your way through, and as you succeed, you will get ultimately a free ebook, Success Mindset, how to create a success mindset. So the free course is called Attract Success into Your Personal and Professional Life by Asia Mind Dynamics. That is basically here right now. 1 second. The course. Now I want you to click on that button, join for free now. And then you get a sign up form. Sign up in that form. Of course, you got to sign up in that form so you can access it. You will gonna go to a PayPal page, but it's free, doesn't cost you a penny, and you get access to that course. The access details should be sent to you in about half an hour later along that line. If you don't get, hey, Cynthia, thank you. I like it as well. Thank you. I got a good shout out to my web designer by the name of Lawmans. He is a fantastic guy. So nice, this guy. I promise you that. I do know that, okay? And Natural comes back up again here. It's showing me something. Let me just move over there. Yes, I moved out of this page already. Thank you so much. All right. And I see all the comments here. Yes, Andreas Dorn is watching. It's me, okay? I can hear myself. It should not be happening. My apologies for that. It's a little bit messed up here right now. Sign up in this free course. If you don't get the login details, please let me know. My email address, you should have my email address in the website very easily. Check it out. Send me an email. Most of you have my email address. I'm posting it in the comment. I didn't post it inside here right now. But actually it is, no, I did something new right now. I don't want to. Andreas.dorn@gmail.com is my original one. It has changed a little bit as well, but it's an active email address. In the meantime, now, please feel free to log in that free course. And when you are in that free course, there's also a link to, I thought I have that here. Let me see. It's a free course. What I want you to do as well, go online, go into Facebook, type in NLP Academy and check out. You will get to a Facebook page group run by us, by me and Najwa. Sign in there in that Facebook group. You are going to see me often, more Facebook Live, anytime, anywhere, whenever I'm in the mood. I try to do it as often as possible. We're going to share lots of stuff, lots of goodies, lots of free courses, sometimes ideas. It will be your course, but it will be part of the requirement of that free online course that I just shared with you. This one here, to sign into the NLP Academy, because that is requirement so you can move on to the next stage in the course overall. So I hope I confused you enough, guys. Again, join me in this free online course. Share this video online. Remember to click on notifications so you can see us again next week when we talk a little bit more about NLP and what NLP is. Ask your questions in the comment section of this Facebook feed, so I do know that I can answer these questions, maybe in a live feed, maybe by commenting in it, because this will be a live feed that will go on and on and on for the next many Tuesday evenings, 8 o'clock. So for now, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Andreas is my name, the mind is my game, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in that free online course. Bye-bye. I'm waving.